after a good rest with some awesome people. I'm back on the trail. Haha. This is the trail. Crazy. I'm not sure if the trail gets above 3,000 feet again until Virginia after this. Whew. Woo! Mount Greylock. Oh, nice. I made it. Ah. Woo! Got this pretty great last like 20 feet of uphill for the day. Oh yeah. Oh. Keep on going. It's about 0 degrees this morning. I think it might be one of my last mornings this cold though, so we'll see. Forecast the next week. I think tonight might be this cold, and then it warms up for the next week or so, and then I think I might be too far south for 0 degree nights. But you never know, we'll see. But I think it'd be pretty hard pressed to have a 0 degree night in like Connecticut or New York in like late February, early March, so. Alrighty, well, I'm packing up. I'm gonna get moving. Getting close. Getting closer. Hello, hello. I didn't record much today. I went through Cheshire and Dalton today, so I got a good amount of food. Yeah, today will be like 16 and a half, 16.7 or something. So pretty good day. It's a full moon, which is really cool because when there's a bunch of snow on the ground and it's a full moon, it like reflects and you can see like everything so well. It's crazy. I had a really good day. Just a really good day. Glad to be out here. And I'm just like so used to the cold now. I'm in such a rhythm. I have such a system. I am adjusted. Oh, alrighty. Good night.
So, whenever I like talk to my friends or people like that, they're just like, what do? Do you talk to yourself out there? And so I realized I don't really, I mean, I talk to myself a little bit, like a little bit, not really a lot, like out loud. I guess I'll say some things out loud, but I'm not like having some conversation with myself. But I'm realizing that I just make like these weird noises. I just make weird noise. I just make weird noises. And at some point, somebody's gonna be like right there. And I'm just gonna be like, oh, 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 and they're gonna be like, what is this guy up to, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. It's fun. I just like isn't that just like, you just make some noise. Make some noise. I don't know. I keep it interesting, I mix it up, but I have a few go-to favorites. Yeah, I don't know. It's super weird, I guess. But granted, have you ever been alone for this long? Right? Maybe you would make noise too. I don't know. Or do you just do that? I don't know. Do y'all make weird noises? I feel like everybody makes weird noises. Anyway, it's my thought for the day, because I got up for my break and I realized I am just like hooting and hollering, making a bunch of noise. And I'm like, yeah, I guess this is what I do instead of talking to myself. 1.3 left to the road, where meeting my friend's mom. So excited. All downhill to the road. Going over 90, Interstate 90. Woo! Check it out. Hold on. Hold on. Check it out. Upper Goose Pond. So cool, right? Look at that ice. Whoa. So cool. You can hear it's making like this cool noise. I don't know if you can hear it. It's like this really low noise. Wow. So cool. I think the camp is on that end. Yeah. Wow. So today is supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be in the mid to high 30s today with sun. I think tomorrow gets like up into the 50s, like the mid 50s. Like tomorrow's gonna be a warm day. So it's gonna be really exciting. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly where I'm camping tonight. I'd like to make it to the Shaker site, and if I make it there tonight, I have a good story. And if I'm passing by tomorrow, if I don't make it there tonight, I will tell the story tomorrow of my first attempt to, and then ultimately my first successful backpacking trip. So both occurred at the Shaker site. Oh wow, look at this. Wow. Check me out. Woo. And I'm back on the ice. You know, I've been crying a lot out here. I guess a lot for normal standards, but I don't know, it's made me realize, like, I don't know, I feel like for my whole life, if you cried, you were sad, and that was the entire range of it, right? But like, it's so not. I'll cry when I'm happy, I'll cry when I'm relieved, when I'm excited, when I'm proud, when I'm sad, when I'm, you know, it's not just like so one-dimensional. And it's been crazy to feel that out here, because I feel like always in my life, if I was like crying, I was like, oh, well, I'm upset, right? And it's like, I never got the chance to sort of have it be some other way, you know? And it's felt like completely normal, right? And I think it's just like so easy to shut that all out, because most of the time somebody's crying, you just think they're upset and something bad happened, which is true a lot of the time, I think, right? But I'm finding that there's more to it than that, than just that, you know? And I think a lot of that has to do also with all the solitude out here, and just like going days without seeing people. But it's been interesting and noticeable and good, really good. In other news, I'm moving right along. There have been some patches of dry trail, as we've seen. Check it out. Right? Not super dry yet, but it's getting there. Look at how colorful it is. So colorful. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, look at the trail. Oh man. Oh. Oh man, this is cool. So, I figured this is a good time. I hope you can hear me. I figured this is a good time to tell you the story of when I tried to go backpacking for the first time. It was right over there at the campsite I'm going to try and make it to tonight, the Shaker campsite. So in like the fall of 2015, I was like gung-ho on like hiking and like wanting to like I heard about the AT and then I was like, I'm gonna hike the AT. Like in my head I was like, gotta hike the AT. I've never backpacked in my life. I didn't own any of the gear. Like I was sort of just getting into like small hikes, and I did a bunch of research and I was reading books and I bought all this gear. I'm like going to REI, like running in circles, right? And I bought it in like November and December, and like I was like sitting there like waiting for the weather, like checking the weather incessantly once like late February, March came around. Finally the weather was good enough and I was like, I gotta go practice. I was still like 3 years away from being able to do the trail and finishing school. And I'm like, I gotta go learn how to backpack. So I drove out after work. I was working at the time in school, and I parked the car. This is before daylight savings. The low that night was gonna be like 25 in Tyringham, like right over here. And I get into the woods and there's nobody there. I set up camp, I eat like my little granola bar and like my little mountain house or whatever. And then I'm just sitting there and it's pitch black and I'm just like, this is it. Like, this is what I want to love. This is what I think I'm gonna love, right? And I was like, okay. And then I went to sleep at like 7. Of course, I woke up like an hour later and I was cold. It was cold. I wasn't like super underprepared, but like my sleeping bag's comfort rating was like a 30. So I was pushing it and I was like, oh no, like what do I do? I was like, it's 8 o'clock. It's gonna be a long night. I didn't feel like I was cold enough where I was like in danger, but I was just like, this is like not the way to do it, right? So I was like, okay, I can either have a really long night, or it was 8 o'clock. I was like, I can pack up and hike back to the car. So that's what I did. I packed up in the dark and I'm walking back to the car and I hear this rustling in the trees and I look over and I just see these glowing eyes looking at me and I was like, oh my God. It was a deer, but like I was like, oh. I got back to the car, I drove 2 hours back to Boston, and my friends were like still awake. It was like 11. And they're like, oh, like, what are you doing? Because I usually go to sleep so early. And I was just like, oh, I was so defeated. So I still had the ambition. And like a month later, I came out with some friends this time to the same spot and did my first backpacking trip. So that is the story of the first time I ever tried and failed. Well, did not make it through the night. But it was an adventure nonetheless. And I remember that first trip that I did go backpacking there. I looked at this white blaze and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this whole trail one day. Like I was just like, I really want to do this whole trail one day. Because I just got so awe-inspired by like the fact that these little white things on the trees connect this huge thing that goes all the way up these mountains. And what would happen, right? What would I see? What would it feel like? What would it all be like? I had to know like what this trail had, right? So I always think that's a funny story because I'm out here hiking in the winter, and the first night I tried to go backpacking, it was a little too cold for me. So anyway, it's a little bit of a long story, but I hope you enjoyed it. I am loving this spot for a snack. I'm also loving this temperature. It's like nice and cool, but I'm like no gloves, like I'm good, right? This is good. Went with apricots this time, you know? Oh yes! Wow! Dirt. I am nervous to take my microspikes on because I know that the second I do, the whole trail's gonna be snow again. I think this is just a really sunny spot and like there's a little water here, so it's like warmer, but oh man. Wow, this is so much better.
Good morning from the tent. But it's pretty early and it's warm. It's so warm, like I just am sitting up out of my sleeping bag. It's like 30 something. I don't know. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be 53 today, 54. Today's gonna be by far my warmest down trail. Super warm. And I'm not, like, I go up a little bit and then I dip down in elevation, so I'm low and it's warm. It's gonna be a pretty warm day, so I'm so excited. When it's not cold, I do not like eating a hot breakfast on the trail. I like just eating and going. So there are a lot of things that change, that are going to change in my routine and my gear and everything that I do once it gets like substantially warmer consistently. Because a lot of the things I did in the winter, I did solely because it was the winter, not because it's sort of just how I backpack and do things. So when I think of things, I'll let you know. Alrighty, well, I am going to get packed up and going. Up on the north side of this climb. It should get a little more mild after this. We'll see how the mileage goes today. I'm not really dead set on anything. Whew! Butt kicker. Only today and tomorrow with this heavy pack, and then a lot of it goes. Haha. I found what could be a little baby Mahoosuc Notch if the trail went through there. Look at that. Wow. So pretty. All the rock. Whoa. So cool. I'm done for the day. Short day, like 11 miles or something. I'll do like 10 or something tomorrow. So it's like 1 o'clock. It's like 50 degrees out. I don't know what to do with myself. What do I do? Oh, it's so warm. It's so like I'm just sitting here. I don't have to like scramble to do anything. I could just sit here for like a sec and just like, whew, take a sec. So I'm chilling here in my sleeping bag because I'm not meeting my mom until like the afternoon, and I only have 10 miles to do. And this mouse just like jumps down from there and like runs through the hole. Jeez. But this was actually my last night on the sleeping pad and in a shelter and on the ground, because I am getting my hammock from my mom. So I am done with this ground stuff. I am going to be up off the ground in the hammock. So, geez, that thing scared me. It just like jumped, flopped down. Oh my gosh.
This was all so much ice yesterday, I couldn't even get to the water here. I had to go to the other source. And now, look at it. The water's flowing on top of the ice. So crazy. Whoa! This whole thing was just all ice yesterday, the whole thing. Crazy. Check it out. It's some water. That's pretty cool, right? Wow. View. View. Woo. You can see Mount Everett. So pretty. Got a big river ford here. Pretty nervous about this one. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Treacherous. Oh my gosh. Remember week 1 when I had to walk through that stuff? Oh my gosh. Oh, I've just been like thinking so much about what it took to get to where I'm standing right now. Oh, I don't know. That was pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. A lot of fun though. Wow, what a tree. Oh, whoa. It's definitely cooling down in this wind, but it's a nice sunny day. Oh, on the AT. My mom is meeting me, my brother's coming up. Say goodbye to the pack that made it with me so far. And I don't know, I've just been reflecting a lot on how I got here and all those really hard moments that I had to get through to put me where I am. And I don't know, I don't have the words for it yet, but it makes me smile knowing that I got through all those moments to get here, you know? So, anyway, I've been thinking about that a lot today because there's been a good amount of ice, but it's been a lot of dry trail today, and it just makes me smile. So, alrighty, I'll catch you in the next stretch, almost in Connecticut. So exciting. Sages Ravine coming up. One of my favorite spots. And yeah, that is all.